Hello, everyone, and welcome to another React video. My name is Draven, and today we are checking out a request that comes from our Buy Me a Coffee page, which, if you're unfamiliar with, here's the QR code, and there's a link down below. So what happens there is if you go to that site and you buy a coffee for the channel, you can request a song and we'll bump it to the front of the list. And that's exactly what we're doing today, as user Rosita Nav 5720 said, "Hi, since you appreciate Tommy Johansson, Erik Gronwall, and Sabaton, I would like to recommend a Sabaton cover that Erik and Tommy did together, Carolus Rex." And there's the link to the video. So Rosita, thank you so much for buying that coffee. And this comes off the heels of the reaction that we did to the cover of You Raise Me Up by Tommy Johansson. And if you haven't seen that video yet, there's the link up there. So click on that once you're done watching this one. And obviously we did a double reaction to Erik Gronwall. Here is the thumbnail for that one. Feel free to go back into the archives and check that one out as well. And yeah, a combination of those two guys doing a cover of a Sabaton song, and this is a Sabaton song that I haven't heard yet. So this is going to be triple exciting, really, for this one, because these two guys have just absolutely incredible voices. And Tommy even taking it one step further with going an octave higher just because he can, which was a flex all on its own. That boy hit some notes. And Erik just has the most beautiful voice I think I've ever heard in my life. Like, dude is fantastic. So a meeting of these two guys, and Sabaton, as far as I know, anything I've ever heard, is more like power metal, I guess, if you were to call it something like that. They're storytellers. They'll take historical events and turn them into songs, and they're always just so like, we ride at dawn kind of thing, and it just makes you want to run through a wall. So I don't know what this one's going to entail, but I'm excited to check it out. So with that being said,
shut up, Draven.
Let's go. A very Swedish production. True. Two Swedes unite. Ooh. I already want to run through a wall.
All embrace me. It's my time to rule at last. 15 years have I been waiting to sit upon my throne. No allegiance, I will swear the wall. Woo. Crowned by God, not by the churches, but power is divine. They thought I was too young to rule the land, just as it felt to understand what to rule. My time has come. I was chosen by heaven. Say my name when you pray to the sky. See Carolus rise. With the Lord my protector, make them bow to my will. To the sky. See Carolus rise.
So good.
Sky, see Carolus rise. Proved in battle, led my men to victory. No man alive or dead commands me. I answer to the Lord. Hear my orders,
This is such a good crowd interaction song.
All for myself, I claim the thumb born to rule. My time is now. I will show somebody. Sing with me when you pray to the sky. See Carolus rise. With the Lord my protector. Make them bow to my will. To the sky. See Carolus rise. To the sky, see Carolus rise.
I love how they roll the R's like the singer of Sabaton typically does.
All the sun shall be mine, there's no stopping me. All over Europe, my rules shall be questioned by none. All I think it to me, that is my decree. My will be done. Thought I was too young to rule the land.
That was light work for him because this is his song.
My time is now. I will show somebody
I love a good pause.
when you pray to the sky. See Carolus rise. To the sky. When it's on my protector. Make them bow to my will. To the sky. See Carolus rise. To the sky. See Carolus rise.
He always puts a little something at the end of his videos. I love it. All right. That was Carolus Rex. Go talk about it. I don't think you could pick two better dudes to cover this song. That was absolutely fantastic, beautiful, just made me want to run through a wall instantly and join the battle, you know? And it starts off with Erik, and I remember the last time I did the reaction for Erik, I learned afterwards that he was the lead singer of Skid Row for a while. And now that I'm hearing him with that information, I can definitely see where he was plugged in there. No problem. He's got that Sebastian Bach kind of sound, if not better. And it was just awesome to finally like click that, because in the first reaction I didn't know, so I wasn't really listening for it. And then now that I know it, it's one of those things like you can't not hear it, and I think it's very, very cool. And then Tommy comes in, and they sound very similar just on the surface. You know, they have a little bit of a higher pitch to their voice. I think Tommy has a little bit more of like an operatic kind of sound and a little bit cleaner sound, whereas Erik has more of a rasp, like just a natural rasp. And obviously Tommy could rasp it up and Erik could clean it up if he wanted to, but I think they're just going at their natural kind of tones, and that's what you can really tell the difference. But if you play this for someone who hasn't heard the two or is not watching the video, they might think it's the same person just because on the surface they sound very similar. But definitely the contrast there between the two of them, and to have Tommy playing the guitar and probably all of the instruments, to be honest, because he is a multifaceted musician. So it's cool that these two can kind of link up and do that, and Tommy can just kind of handle everything. And like I said during the reaction, this is easy work for him because this is a song that he's probably been playing on tour for years because it's a Sabaton song, and he was, I learned, he left in 2024, 2025, was their guitarist for X amount of years. So light work for him on this one to play all the instruments, and just, you know, he's not really trying to cover it, he's just playing his own stuff, which is like convenient as hell. And then you get your buddy to hop in and help out and just give it that extra dynamic, because the singer of Sabaton, he's got a completely different voice. Like, he's got that real deep, gruff, rolls his R's super hard kind of voice, and these guys have like very operatic kind of sounding voices. At least that's my take on it. I'm not a vocal coach. Don't come at me with torches and pitchforks because I said operatic or I didn't get their particular style right. I'm just spitballing here. But this was obviously a very, very cool cover by these gentlemen. And thank you once again, Rosita, for that coffee. Just a quick reminder once again, the Buy Me a Coffee QR code up here, link down below if you want your reaction at the top of the list. That's where you go to do that. And if you enjoyed this reaction, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hype it up, and let me know in the comments if there's any other songs by either Erik or Tommy or together, or someone or someones who are very much like Erik and Tommy, either from Sweden or anywhere else on the planet. I'm always looking for new music to react to. Please leave those in the comments below. And in the meantime, YouTube thinks you're gonna like this one, so go check that out. And as always, we'll see you at the next one.